Hey guys, what's up? It's Kevin Schroff, and today we're going to be looking at the Teclast M30, a $150 Android tablet that features a very nice display for the price. But how does it fare overall as a tablet? Let's find out. In the interest of full disclosure, I'd like to let you know that I was sent this review unit by Banggood.com. However, they are in no way influencing this review. The entirety of this review is of my own opinion and findings. First off, let's have a look at the body of the Teclast M30. In the hand, the device feels quite sturdy and rigid, with no flexing even when trying to intentionally twist the unit. The device sports an aluminium back and sides with chamfered edges, which gives it a higher-end look and feel. The tablet feels relatively thin, coming in at a thickness of 10mm. Overall, the device looks and feels well built. Next, let's have a look at the specifications of the tablet. The Teclast M30 comes with a MediaTek Helio X27 SoC, 4GB of RAM, and 128GB of built-in internal storage. The fact that it comes with this much internal storage surprises me, considering that this is a budget device and also has external SD card support for further storage expandability. The M30 has both a 5MP front-facing camera and a 2MP rear-facing camera. The front camera's quality is decent and good enough for video calls. The rear camera's quality is poor, but I wouldn't expect anything else at this price point in the first place, and at least personally I've yet to find a use case for the rear-facing camera on any tablet I've owned. Connectivity-wise, the M30 is quite fully featured for a tablet. Besides the power button and volume rocker, a dual array of microphones line the top of the device. On the left side, something which is becoming increasingly rare but I'm glad to see here is a 3.5mm headphone jack. Below that, we can find a USB-C charging/data port. No HDMI out support unfortunately, and a dual-purpose SIM tray which allows for up to a dual SIM configuration or an SD card and a SIM card configuration, with cellular support for 4G LTE networks. I've added a 128GB microSD card to give me a total of 256GB of storage. The bottom edge of the device is lined with dual downward firing speakers. They have mediocre sound quality but get plenty loud. Now, onto the main attraction, the display. The Teclast M30 features a 10.1 2560 by 1600 IPS non-laminated display, which with its dimensions gives it a sharp 299 pixels per inch. The display has very nice contrast levels with deep blacks, good viewing angles, and saturation and color are also excellent, making this device great for content consumption. Additionally, text is sharp and colors are reasonably accurate. Brightness is plenty for indoor usage, but usage in direct sunlight may be difficult. Software-wise, the Teclast M30 runs Android 8.0 Oreo out of the box with no official software upgrades further than that as of this review. The device does have Project Treble support, however, which means you can flash some GSIs on it if you wish. On XDA, a user by the name of SD SkyCloud says that ARM64 A-only images can be ran on the device, and has them self-tested Lineage OS based on Android 8.1, Havoc OS based on Android 9, and Android 10 GSIs. He said that the GSIs work well, with the exception of Android 10 GSIs, which flat out don't work. For this review, I'm only going to be looking at the tablet with its stock provided firmware, but if you guys want me to test out some GSIs on this device, let me know in the comment section below. Performance-wise, the device is fast, but not smooth. It's key to understand this distinction that I'm making here to best understand how this device performs. It opens applications quite quickly and is able to handle split-screen apps, multitasking, some games and the like just fine, but for some reason, the user interface itself around the OS doesn't feel smooth. The device does perform relatively fast in its usage, it's just that the animations that are presented by the UI are choppy and clunky. Unfortunately, this issue seems to be something exhibited by all tablets that run the MediaTek Helio X27 chipset. In Geekbench version 5's CPU benchmark, the device scores 192 for single core and 1058 for multi-core. These figures indicate that the MediaTek Helio X27 single core performance is slightly ahead of a Snapdragon 625, and in multi-core performance up to 17% faster than a Snapdragon 625, squarely positioning the MediaTek Helio X27 as providing low to mid-range CPU performance. But how does the GPU performance measure? In the 3D Mark Slingshot Extreme OpenGL 3.1 test, the Helio X27 gets an overall score of 959, with graphics and physics subscores of 857 and 1638 respectively. This is quite a bit faster than the Adreno 506 and the Snapdragon 625. So what exactly does the graphical stuttering on Helio X27 tablets stem from? Perhaps it's the high resolution of the 2560 by 1600 screen causing increased GPU load on the Mali T880 MP4 GPU, in comparison with competing budget tablets which at most have 1080p screens. Or perhaps it is something else entirely causing the UI stutter. Benchmark scores, while scoring decently for the GPU, don't seem to be indicative of this tablet's real-world graphical performance. As a saving grace, general performance in applications like browsing the web, watching YouTube videos, and Netflix is satisfactory with no issues during video playback. The device is also capable of some gaming, but performance is dependent on how demanding the titles are. For reference, on the lowest graphics settings, PUBG runs anywhere from 25 to 50 FPS, Asphalt 8 runs at around 25 to 30 FPS, and old school RuneScape runs at around 40 FPS. Wi-Fi network connectivity is stable and with good signal strength, yet speeds are limited. Tested with Speed Test by Ookla on my home internet connection, the tablet manages 37 megabits per second download and 130 megabits per second upload speeds, compared to my laptop equipped with an Intel 9260 on the same Wi-Fi network, which manages 483 megabits per second download and 383 megabits per second upload speeds. Even though the max upload and download speeds that the tablet is capable of over Wi-Fi are a far cry from what my network can provide, internet browsing, video streaming, and other forms of media consumption are still all relatively quick to load, even though the limited download and upload numbers are somewhat disappointing. Speaking of connectivity, the tablet also has phone and SMS messaging apps pre-installed, which means if you needed to, you could also install and use apps like WhatsApp on this device and receive and make phone calls and text messages through the dual SIM/SD card slot, and even use 4G mobile data. Additionally, Bluetooth works well and was tested with both my headphones and a keyboard plus touchpad device, and both worked as expected. The tablet also features a GPS module, so you can use it for navigation. The Teclas M30 also has an FM radio tuner, which can be used when headphones are plugged in. Power consumption-wise, the tablet has excellent standby time. I left the tablet locked with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on and came back 2 days later, and it had only lost around 2% of battery in that time, which is incredible. In actual usage with brightness at around 75% and mostly using Google Docs, YouTube, social media, and internet browsing and split screen, I get around 5 to 6 hours screen on time, which is adequate. In conclusion, let's briefly summarize the key points of the Teclas M30. The pros. The device has a high-resolution 2560 by 1600 display with great colors, contrast, and saturation. It has a large 128GB internal storage with SD card support for further expandability. The device also has great connectivity, 4G dual SIM, SD card, supports SMS and voice calls, GPS, FM radio, 3.5mm headphone jack, and USB-C. It has good battery life, both standby and in usage. It has a rigid aluminum body. It has Project Treble support and no software bloatware, and the device itself is inexpensive. The cons. The MediaTek Helio X27, which has inconsistent performance and stuttery animations in UI, the lack of USB-C HDMI support, and the poor quality of the rear camera. The in-between. The device has mediocre speaker sound quality, although they do get loud. The device has good Wi-Fi signal strength and stability, but limited Wi-Fi speeds. Overall, the Teclas M30 provides a good range of features, some of which would not normally be found on a device in this price range, such as its 2K display. The device is well suited for entertainment and casual usage due to its nice display, large built-in storage, SD card support, headphone jack, and good battery life, although the inclusion of USB-C HDMI support would have furthered this cause. If one can overlook the UI stutters present in general usage and lackluster performance, the Teclas M30 provides an overall decent tablet experience for a low price point. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this review, hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And special thanks goes out to Banggood.com for sending out the review unit. Thanks.